find a third as well. It's really going to find one, and he finds another one. Will be Tom from behind. Sauce looking for a third. He's going to get it. Sauce popping off here.
He's going to be Sinclair forced off the hill for long enough. Brandon, line him up, shut him down. That's going to be two. He's looking for Cardiac. Hello, Saints Nation, and welcome back to the NACE Starleague Conference Finals here with your St. Clair Saints and your University of Windsor here today. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside John Zwadima. How you feeling today?
Feeling good to be back. I'm happy, and I'm happy to be back for this match because it's going to be an exciting one. The third time St. Clair and Windsor have faced in COD. St. Clair up 2-0 in that series right now, but maybe Windsor can try and take it straight back at them, and in the NACE playoffs, this would be a perfect spot to do it.
It definitely would be here. So the Saints have played twice before, as we were saying, once on January 19th and then once on March 22nd. It was a 3-2 win for the Saints there in that first series. However, there was no control to be played at that point in time for Call of Duty. However, then the next time they played again, University of Windsor was forced to play it with a substitute, and it resulted in St. Clair taking a 3-0 win. So that's kind of what we're basing things on in the previous two lineups between these two teams. But what do you think those have on effects of today?
I think they have some effect. I mean, if you look seeding-wise, St. Clair, number 1 seed in the conference, Windsor number 12. So I think St. Clair, again, has another advantage in that regard. But in playoffs, it doesn't really mean too much. Honestly, anything can go in the playoffs. If your team has a good day, I think anyone can beat anyone at this point. And for Windsor, like you said last time, they had a sub the last time they played against St. Clair. So this time they're going to have their full roster. Should make things interesting, and maybe it's time that they strike back.
One thing I really have noticed is the U of Windsor hardpoint game is very, very strong. They have been able to really compete. Like when we saw them play on January 19th there, they went 2-1 over St. Clair in the hardpoints. And the one hardpoint that St. Clair won, it was 250 to 246. So it was very, very close when it came to the hardpoints. Yes, it's been months since then, so we could see lots of changes coming through. But regardless of that being said, I'm not sure crazy what to expect here. But if we do see our map pool for today, we do have triple Tuscan to start us off, and we know how dominant the Saints can be on Tuscan. I think that makes me a little bit more worried for U of Windsor, but Tuscan is still one of these maps that everybody is good on.
I was going to say, like, we've seen so much Tuscan in the last couple weeks. I mean, throughout the whole season, we've seen a lot of it. It's because teams are so comfortable on it. They're okay with playing it because they know the map really, really well. Spawn did get changed a little bit for defense, I believe, on S&D, so it changes a little bit of the map, but not too significantly. I think a lot of it's going to be played out pretty much the same way. So, I mean, if Windsor can take one of these Tuscan maps off of St. Clair, at least get off of this one, I think, Berlin, obviously, we've seen how comfortable St. Clair is on that map as well. But if you can get to that map 5, you can get to Desert Siege, I think it's going to be really interesting because I haven't seen any Desert Siege from either of these teams. So it should be, I don't really know what to expect if we do get there.
I haven't seen a crazy amount of Desert Siege, period. Yeah. Even when it comes to when I go and tune into CDL and other things like that as well, Desert Siege is something you're not seeing crazy often. It's still majority Tuscan and Berlin and Bocage or whatever it may be in that regard. But no, we see a little bit of a variety if we do make it to our map number 5. I'm just not sure if we will be making it that far. If I'm going for predictions here today in this Northeastern Conference Final for NACE, I'm going to say the Saints probably take this one in a 3-1 fashion. I think U of Windsor comes out of the gate strong, takes map 1, but I think the Saints just bounce back and find 3.
Yeah, I definitely think for me, I'm going to go with 3-1 too. I think St. Clair, really, really strong right now. They've been strong for the last 2 months. I don't think they've dropped a series against any team, not only in NACE, but in CCL as well. So I think St. Clair right now just completely on lockdown. So we do have a crash here, so we're going to go back out to us. But St. Clair has not lost a series in quite a long time. So I think if you're riding that wave of momentum going into the NACE playoffs here, it's going to be so tough for Windsor to try and take this series off.
For sure. I mean, the Saints' momentum has been crazy big, right? And the last time we saw these close hard points between both rosters at full strength, it was months ago. From talking to Coach Dawson, they've been working on their hard point a ton since then. So I am really, really expecting to see the hard point of St. Clair really be a little bit more improved from the last time they played U of Windsor. I'm not sure if U of Windsor will be ready for it here, and we'll see what happens. But with that one being said, I also do have one thing I want to talk about. If you do not see Sauce in today's lobby, He is still actually in the lobby, just playing under Dawson's account name because something's wrong with Sauce's account, and it's not working. Dawson's account has been approved for NACE Starleague, so we will, and NACE Starleague, they know the situation.
Yeah.
So we do have Dawson coming on, Trent coming on and playing on Dawson's account here today. So just a little heads up for all you guys tuning in here right now. If you think Coach Dawson's making a return, no, it is just Trent on his account.
That'd be fun to see. I definitely think it'd be interesting. But
Comes in for the conference finals.
Just comes in once for the guy. He's like, you know what? It's time. I need to sub myself in just to secure the victory. But no, it is going to be Sauce playing there. And I think for St. Clair, really just knock down your fundamentals, and definitely, like, this is the conference final. This has a lot of meaning. This is the Battle of Windsor. Like, this is the best you're going to get in terms of local Call of Duty, at least. So I think you want to try and secure this win as best as possible as you can. You Windsor are going to look to put up a fight because this is a lot for them. They are the 12th seed, so they have already played a series out. St. Clair, I believe, had a bye, so this is their first NACE series that they've been playing out. So they have had a little bit of a respite before they played. So I think you Windsor, if they can try and pull that momentum from that first series against Carleton into this one, they definitely have a chance.
They definitely do. It is a little bit of benefit there that they do get that one under their belts. And it will be a massive upset. If U of Windsor comes through and wins this game, we will not hear the end of it here for weeks upon weeks, right? So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one plays. So Tuscan Hardpoint should be coming away very, very shortly. Now, what are your predictions here? You think you're saying at 3-1? Where do you think U of Windsor finds that map?
I think it's going to be the hard point. I think, like you said, all season, and we've seen it even throughout this last, like month and a half long hot streak that St. Clair's been on, they still seem to struggle at the very beginning of that first hard point. Like, usually they pick it up by that second rotation, but if U Windsor can take a couple of like solid 40-50 second points before St. Clair realizes what's happening, they can give themselves quite an advantage. And we've seen how resilient they can be. If they can hold on to that advantage for a long time, I think St. Clair's still going to fight for their lives for it, but I think they can try and take the map number 1 and at least get some momentum going towards map number 2.
Yeah, so introducing your starting lineups here for today. From the side of St. Clair College, you got Priestley, Brandon, Gorilla, and Sauce, or a.k.a. Lavelle. And then for the side of U of Windsor, you got Conundrum, Misty, Espa, and Sus here coming through today. So expecting a very, very good game here between these two teams. And let's get into this one, as we're already here over on our first hard point. It is going to be in possession of St. Clair. They're looking to take an early advantage.
Yeah, I'm really glad actually that he's playing on Dawson's account, because now we don't have to say Sauce and Sus. We don't want to get them mixed up. So it is going to be Espa taking down Sauce there. 3-1 now for Espa, and Windsor actually tying it up here in the hard point again. St. Clair, we see them be so dominant on hard point, but it does take them a little bit to get going. But they're looking pretty solid here on point number 1.
What do you mean? We could just call them Gucci Gang.
Yes, I like that better. We'll go with Gucci Gang.
Yeah, but here we go. It is Saints starting off with a nice little lead. That will be the hard point 1 coming to an end. Saints up 29-14 with a 15-point lead. However, U of Windsor is already nice and set up on P2 here, where St. Clair going to have to rotate over. Gorilla going to be the first one to poke his head out, but Sauce going to find Conundrum and will help out the side of St. Clair to try to pull off this retake.
Is going to be St. Clair collapsing on this point. Brandon going to take down Espa. We have 2 members of St. Clair. We see those back spawns coming in, though, for U Windsor. They're going to have first take on this point. They're going to try and push in. Misty going to find Brandon. That first pick, Gorilla with a nice kill there. He's going to try and find a second. He does, with the help of a teammate there. Priestley going to find a third, and St. Clair again going to regain this point.
Yeah, St. Clair doing a great job here right now. Priestley just trying to stay hidden, and he's actually going to find Misty on the hard point to put it back in their possession. Sus trying to jump into 2 players, but Priestley will line up a second. Brandon, Priestley now both going down to Espa, and this is going to be the hard point in control for just a moment, but not until Gorilla clears that one out. He's going to stun Conundrum. Conundrum still looking for this player onto Gorilla. Gorilla has been spotted, and some nice headshots from Conundrum will line it up for U of Windsor. That is going to be Sauce getting poked down from Misty as well. This next hard point is in control of St. Clair. However, Misty is here and ready to try to contest.
St. Clair again first on this point are holding control over right now. They have 3 on. They have 1 flanking from the back. Gorilla going to find Espa with a pistol. Conundrum going to trade back, but 2 more go down for U Windsor, and Sus sitting at 0-8, just struggling here at the beginning. Conundrum and Espa doing pretty well for themselves. St. Clair up 62-29.
St. Clair doing a good job in things here right now. It is going to be a whole full swarm from U of Windsor, though, and they will regain this hard point. There's still 30 seconds left on it, so lots of time still to utilize, but Brandon and Gorilla do not want them to be able to stay on this one. Gorilla's actually playing for spawns way in the back line over here as well, so a very good retake. Sauce will find 3 on that play, and St. Clair now up 75.
Yeah, 3K there for Sauce. Conundrum going to find Gorilla, and Brandon as well going to find 2, and we'll be able to pick up some of the scrap time at the end of that one. It will move over to P4 here. Priestley going for the gunfight. Going to lose that one to Sus, actually. And Windsor doing a good job trying to come back in this series. Sauce going to find one. Espa going to chase him out here. Trying to run away. He's going to catch him coming along the corner. Windsor holding onto the site for now. Misty going to find one trade back from Gorilla. Windsor holding onto the site for now.
Yeah, Priestley going in for a gunfight. Conundrum will line up too and shuts them down. Brandon going to be good for the trade now, setting in his stun. Will get a nice tag on Espa, allowing him to sneak out of that gunfight. Brandon has been spotted out and will go down Espa, but Lavelle, or AKA Sauce, will be there for the trades. And that is now going to be another St. Clair hold in their favor. Still only a 30-point game at this point in time, though. It really looks like St. Clair has been, pulling away a little bit more than they actually have.
Yeah, both teams really struggling to hold on to these hard points. The breaks have come through pretty solidly for both sides. No team really able to hold on here, but looks like St. Clair will be able to get the scrap time. Moving on to P5 here. 2 already on site. Sus gonna have to try and break in here. 2 are upstairs waiting for him to come through. Gonna find Sauce there. Sauce gonna find the kill though. Sus had the advantage, but isn't able to win that gunfight. Espa gonna find Sauce on the backside though, and that means Windsor gonna start taking it. But St. Clair opening up a 50-point lead. Start out this hard point, looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, it's going to be U of Windsor, though, on the next hard point, and they are getting some kills to go in their favor. However, that is 2 for Gorilla, 1 for Brandon, making a second for Brandon. Full team wipe for your Saints, and they find more. Gorilla is headhunting here today, and this is going to be St. Clair holding on for another few seconds and racking up their lead back to a 50-point margin as all the kills are coming through for your Saints.
Look at that. They're holding this so well. They have 4 on point now. They will have Gorilla moving all the way off to the flank. Priestley going to find one on the Misty. Brandon going to somehow find Conundrum there. And St. Clair holding this one through. Gorilla and Brandon both on 5 streaks right now, trying to find these streaks to come through. Sauce going to find one for himself. One drops right in front of Gorilla onto his lap, and that's going to be a streak coming through. Does go down. We'll get that one in the end. Looking for Brandon, try and find that streak as well. If he can find it, that would be absolutely massive for St. Clair.
Yeah, we know how massive streaks have been for the Saints, whether it be here in hardpoint or whether it be in the control. It is definitely becoming an important factor. Sus accidentally going to take down his teammate Conundrum. He will find Priestley, but getting traded out. Espa Misty here going to shut everything down for the side of St. Clair, and they are going to try to put themselves back into this one. Maybe hit 3 figures here now on the hardpoint scoreline. Priestley going to be getting pushed out, but will find the kill regardless.
Yeah, this is where St. Clair really tends to start turning up the offense. This is where they start really taking control of points. We see here Brandon finds one, doesn't find Sus though. Sus lying down is finally going to trade it out by Sauce, and that's going to mean he's the last one on point. Going to get rotated on here. Conundrum going to take him down here. Going to fly into point, try and find a second, but no, is going to go down. No, he's actually going to find Priestley there. Gorilla finally going to trade one out here. Not going to be enough though, and Windsor going to get a lot of time on this point number 2, or point number 1.
Yeah, good amount of time here for the side of Windsor. It's actually going to be, was just a 50-point game, but now down to just 45. So they have made a little bit of a comeback here, but still some work to do if you are from the side of U of Windsor. But here, one thing I really got my eye on is they're fairly set up for this next hard point where St. Clair not as much. So this is where U of Windsor is looking to get a little bit of a comeback here for themselves. You do have a good setup here. Sauce is just lined up and ready. Gorilla good for 1, but I mean, Misty just holding down the back line before getting taken down.
Yeah, really good job there. Able to hold flank from St. Clair. Windsor set up pretty well here on this hard point. They're going to try and find Sauce here. Sauce just kind of lurking around, trying to find anything he can. Will find Conundrum. He's going to pop out here. Will get traded out, though, by Sus. Windsor was holding on to the point, but it will be St. Clair moving in here in just a second. There is Espa sitting here in the back corner, just trying to be a nuisance. Priestley going to find Conundrum. Not going to find Sus, though. Brandon going to trade out one. Brandon going to trade it out immediately, though, in this one. Very, very heavily contested. No team really taking advantage so far.
Yeah, Gorilla knew there was one player more coming down to that hard point and will find the kill for it. Priestley going to find one as well. Gorilla is looking for more on the hard point. Not able to find it as of yet as Priestley going to go down. And we do see the rotations now trying to start come through for you of Windsor. Sauce is going to be here. A big kill over towards this next hard point for Brandon. He will find it. What else can he do? That is Sauce finding one on Misty. The rotations coming through for U of Windsor are just not allowed right now. St. Clair is looking to move on to the 200-point marker.
Very, very important that they find this break here. If they don't find it, they're going to be in deep trouble because St. Clair can just play off of a small bit of time that they can get on this point. Conundrum going to find one. Priestley going to trade it back, though. Windsor actually going to get this point, and they're going to find another here. Windsor, really good job breaking into this point. Sauce going to hold it, though. Will find Misty with the wall bang there. Has the nade out. Conundrum going to find Priestley on the other side. Will be St. Clair trying to play back into this one. They will be able to regain point. Sus going to take one out there, but Sus going to take it another. Can he find Gorilla here in the back? He's going to dodge away from that one. Sus, shots coming down, but Gorilla holding on to his life here for just a second, still getting shot out, somehow still alive, and finds a kill on Misty. Gonna finally be traded out, but really good job being a nuisance there in the backside, not allowing Windsor to just take that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, just really slowing things down there. But U of Windsor has really came back in this game now. Just 25 points separating these two teams here today. And it is going to be Priestley good for one on Misty. However, U of Windsor still in control of Church. They are really putting themselves back into this one. St. Clair with a big shutdown. But U of Windsor is not out of this one as of yet. St. Clair still not even at that 200 point marker as of yet either. So looking good. If you can get a break here, it will be valuable. But you have to break this hard point right now if you're U of Win.
Gorilla, the last man on point here. Can he survive for the moment? He is still able to contest this one for a second. Priestley and Sauce going to find one each. Conundrum going to trade back onto Gorilla, but St. Clair still holding on to this point, breaking the 200-point marker, and St. Clair again going to take advantage here. And looks like Windsor don't know if they want to go push back into this one, but you have so much time that St. Clair is going to pick up and scrap here. You're kind of putting yourself in a bind.
Windsor, they really put themselves back into this game, but the Church just really went in St. Clair's favor and pulled them ahead. So that's going to put St. Clair all the way up to, like, what, 228 here now or something along those lines. That's going to be a 58-point differential here now between these two teams. U of Windsor has to be getting a nice hold on this next hard point. They do want to have a chance in this game, but St. Clair are 3 down and on the hard point will not make things easy. Sus going to miss his jump there, and this is going to be St. Clair now up to the 240-point marker. They are looking to close this one out.
Shriek still available for Gorilla and Brandon here just in case they need him. Priestley going to find 2. They might not even need him. St. Clair holding on to this one yet again. Get a bit 249. Will they be able to get it? Yes, they will. St. Clair take game number 1 in the Battle of Windsor, 250 to 170. A statement win here in the first game of the playoffs.
Yeah, the conference finals. A big one here today for the Northeastern Division. It is going to be Sauce coming through with the best play. Finds 2, turns around, finds another, and he's going to be going crazy here today. A lot of fragging out potential there from this side of St. Clair, but I did see someone drop 28 for U of Windsor as well.
It was Conundrum.
I think it was Conundrum here as well, because Conundrum, he came through. There is potential with this U of Windsor lineup. They are slaying out. Like, they could come into the search and destroy and still come back and make a little bit of an impact, but St. Clair winning that hard point is the map that we were expecting U of Windsor to win. So for St. Clair to find it makes me a little bit more concerned for UN.
I think the thing for me was really good for St. Clair, able to kind of, they didn't find a crazy advantage in the early parts of that hard point, but they were able to keep tempo with Windsor, and that was the important thing we talked about, right? The fact that they start off really slow typically, but the fact that they're able to at least get some kind of momentum going is huge for them.
Yeah, they just keeping an even game through the first set of rotations was massive for St. Clair, because they turn up on the second set. They turn up on that third set. And we saw it here today. That's when they really start to pull away, put the pedal to the metal, and find their lead and come through with this game number 1 win over UN here today. So now 1-0 in this best of 5. We are going to be headed over to Search and Destroy, but still on Tuscan. We're not changing the atmosphere. So one thing I'm really trying to look at is how much did U of Windsor slay out in that hard point? How was their gun skill? What did they do that was a little bit more interesting? So what do you think we're expected here in the Search?
I think for me, St. Clair has just looked so dominant on Search, not just in NACE, but in CCL and everywhere else as well. I think their Search has looked so much better because it's still something that gets brought. It's funny to me because watching some of the broadcasts, right, it's still something that gets brought up sometimes is St. Clair's Search is weak because it was last year in Cold War, but this year their Search is completely different. I think it's probably been their best mode, arguably. So I think for St. Clair, I mean, yes, Control has looked pretty good for them as well. So, I mean, for them, I think it is their strong suit, and I think they are going to probably win this Search because we saw their gun skills come through as well in that hard point. So I think it's going to be a tough task for Windsor to try and take this one.
Yeah, I think that something that's very big when it comes to Saint Search and Destroy is the recruitment of Gorilla. I say it over and over and over. That man is a demon when it comes to the Search and Destroy, and he's going to show it here probably in this next game coming up, as well as Priestley. If you're U of Windsor, you cannot let Priestley find these first bloods in the majority of the rounds because he is so good at doing that, especially on Tuscan. These grenade lineups, you just have to be a little bit wary. If U of Windsor has watched a little bit of VOD, they will know how to play around Priestley and his aggressiveness here on Tuscan, so we'll see what we are expecting. But we are going to be changing hosts here over to a different lobby real quick for this next map of Tuscan on Surge. Who do you think takes away this one?
I think St. Clair does. I think it'll be interesting to see just because the sniper on the outside is so important. We saw, I forget if they were playing in their last series that I
Brandon.
casted. Yeah, so, well, I was thinking like who they played.
Mm.
Remember, they played against a team that had a really, really good
I
sniper.
think it was Utica, maybe.
Yeah, it
Potentially
was.
Utica.
It was Utica. So he had a really good sniper, and the fact that that was really strong on the outside on Berlin made a huge difference because they went to round 11. St. Clair did end up winning that game, but they brought it to round 11, and it was a really, really close game. So I think if Windsor can bring forward a sniper to the same caliber as Brandon, I think it's really going to challenge St. Clair and how they want to play it out because Brandon on that sniper on the outside makes it so much harder to play the map effectively.
Yeah, it really, really does. So what you're saying is you kind of need someone for you to contest it.
Yes.
You need another sniper
Yes.
from their side.
Or find a way to deal with it.
Yeah, I think finding a way to deal with it is more because just because Brandon's pulling out a sniper, I don't think someone from U of Windsor should feel the force to pull it out. If you don't feel comfortable with the sniper, you will get beat in that sniper 1v1 on the outside because Brandon's been playing it all season.
Yeah.
So if you can't have a dedicated sniper on your team to really evenly contest things up, I think you got to find another way to try to like just rush that sniper out. Send a couple players over there and full-fledged just hit them quick or do whatever because I think it's already like a 95% chance that we see Brandon pull out that sniper. It's so frequent and he's so good with it on Tuscan. You'll see Gorilla go way over to the left side houses. You'll see Priestley going mid, and then you will see Sauce and just do his thing, right? Just running around trying to find his kills and whatnot, helping out Brandon with the sniper. And it's just a lockdown defensive hold.
Yeah, it's really hard for these teams to try and break through. But it should be interesting to see what U Windsor tries to pull out because they need to find an answer for it, right? Like you already lost the hard point, which we said was, I think the first game for me was probably going to be the most contested. And I mean, it wasn't a slam. It's not like, like St. Clair came in here and absolutely smashed them on map number 1. I think it's a pretty good fight they put up there, but he's going into search and destroy and control. I think St. Clair feels a lot more comfortable and they look a lot more comfortable and strong on maps 2 and 3. So I think U Windsor has to try and find an answer here. Sniper by Brandon is going to find one. No, first shot not going to land. That's going to be a start out to our search and destroy.
Yeah, you do see Sauce up here trying to maybe get a little bit aggressive. He's just going to fall off and watch this door. No pressure as of yet, but he could have a couple players headed over to him. Bomb is actually over towards his B side, so it's going to be very interesting if we do see that one actually get sent over there. Gorilla looking for Conundrum, trying to get aggressive, and honestly, St. Clair not really showing as much aggression here in the search and destroy today as we typically do see.
Yeah, usually we see a first blood here within the first couple seconds, but both teams deciding to hold their hand for now. They don't want to show their opponent what they're going to try and do. Bomb is going to go down on A side here. Will start to be planted and looks like maybe a 4v4 retake, something we don't see too often. But yeah, it's going to go down and St. Clair opting to go for the full 4v4 retake here. Priestley doesn't want to go for the jump, is still waiting here in the window. Not going to find anyone so far. St. Clair, you got to start doing something here.
Yeah, this is going to get messy. I mean, 4v4 retakes are always messy. Conundrum will find the first below and looking for Priestley, finds that as well. It's a 4-on-2. U of Windsor coming out of the gate strong. Brandon shut down on the sniper. It's all up to Sauce, and U of Windsor's looking for a flawless round to open us up here in map number 2. And there it is. Conundrum for 3.
He found 4. He got the ace.
Ooh, Conundrum. We saw him drop 28 on the hard point in game 1, and he is not slowing down coming into the game 2. Comes through with the ace, 383 damage out of 400 in that round.
Crazy.
Conundrum is on a roll.
Yeah, interesting that St. Clair would go for that 4v4 retake. We don't see it too often, but I really like what University of Windsor did, right? They didn't go immediately because we see so many times teams just go for that A plant almost immediately. They force the start of this search and destroy to be, it's like a minute long round because you put the bomb down, you have 45 seconds to try and actually, get that defuse going, and St. Clair opting to try and go for the retake. Didn't end up working out for them. Now they will be on attack here. There's 2 waiting on the outside here. Brandon still sitting. I think he has that sniper again here, but I'm not quite sure.
He does.
But look at this hesitation from St. Clair. They just don't want to push in here. 2 from the flank. Gorilla going to find one with a nade, though. That's huge, but Sauce with a quick trade back on the Sauce. Now 3v3.
Yeah, Gorilla going to try to find Sus here, but he hasn't been able to spot him out. There Sus goes, and that is Gorilla for the kill. He's not going to expect the other, and that is Conundrum, his 5th kill on the round. Now it's a 2v2, Priestley and Brandon, one of which with a sniper, though, and this is where the sniper starts to lose its value a little bit here now. Brandon is stuck holding out the pistol. He has one player behind him. Conundrum gets spotted. He finds the other, just not able to get the shot. He was going to pull out the sniper again, and it just really messed him up. That's a 2nd round for U of Windsor. Playing very, very well so far in this Tuscan search.
And the important thing is Conundrum did end up finding streaks there before he went down.
Oh,
so
true.
A very, very early streak here for you, Windsor. And now you're up 2-0. I'm starting to get worried because we've seen St. Clair be so decisive on their searches, right? We see them get kills really early on in rounds, find themselves early advantages, but Windsor, it seems like they're reading St. Clair like a book. They know exactly where these setups are going to be, and we see so many kills early on from either a sniper or a set nade, right? We haven't seen a single one of those from St. Clair so far, and I think Windsor are doing a really, really good job of just shutting down what St. Clair want to do here in Search.
They forced Brandon to pull a rifle, so that has something along to it.
Definitely.
So here we go, and that's going to be another first blood coming in favor of U of Win. That's Sus fighting the first over onto Gorilla. Gorilla having a rough start to this beginning of the game, and Conundrum is just keeping it going. 7-1 here now is his stat line. It's all up to Sauce and Brandon to make the plays happen. There's 2 for Brandon. That'll even things up now. It's Conundrum and Espa versus Lavelle and Brandon, aka Sauce and Brandon.
One going to be running through mid here. Conundrum going to get shipped down. He will be taken up by Sauce. The trade not going to come through for Espa, though. That's really bad. Now it's a 1v2 scenario. Bomb is in Espa's hand, though, so he has control of where this round goes. Brandon and Sauce both going to be on the side of A. Sauce going to walk up here, but Brandon going to find the kill, and St. Clair going to take one back from the jaws of defeat. A round that looked like it was lost in a 2v4 scenario. St. Clair somehow managed to pull it out.
Yeah, I know. I got so much credit in that one for Brandon there. I think he actually was very close to the ace. Just 3 kills going in his favor in that round. We did see 1 coming through for Sauce, and it really does help out the side of St. Clair. Here, round 3, they're going to get the first round on the board. It makes it a 1-round game. You could really not afford to give U of Windsor another round because that's when things start to really impact your momentum. That's when they start to have quite the lead here for themselves to try to close out. So now a 2-1 game gives St. Clair a little bit more wiggle room here as we do see some stuns come through, and it once again is going to be Sauce trying to force out this A side, but Conundrum, look at the flank he's on right now.
Perfect placement there. Finds the pick, gets out without being traded. Aspa going to find Priestley. Gorilla with the trade back onto Sauce. Now a 3v2 scenario. Gorilla and Sauce going to be the only ones left here. Conundrum with a good spot here underneath the stairs. Gorilla has no idea that he's there. He's going to hop down here. Conundrum still not peeking the corner, though. Won't find that player rotating out. That could have been a huge kill. Sauce gonna walk in the door here. Gonna find Conundrum on the other side. Aspa gonna get Gorilla on the other side of the map, though. That is gonna now be a 2v1 scenario in Windsor's favor this time. But Sauce does have bombs, so he can plant it here. No, he's gonna go all the way around.
And Conundrum is out of the round. The top frag of U of Windsor. This puts it in a not so bad situation for Sauce. But here's the thing, I think it is going to be both players stacked up, playing together on this A site, ready for each other's trades, and I'm just not sure if Sauce is really going to be ready for this. He might still go over towards his B site here now. He has been spotted, and he's just going to beeline it over to B bomb site and try to get this planted. Actually, never mind. He's going to beeline it. Where?
Oh.
What? He finds Espa. Now it's a 1v1. Only 12 seconds. He got to plant the bomb here. He's been spotted. He goes to the re-peek, and Misty will find it for U of Win. A good effort there for Sauce, but too strong is Misty. U of Windsor with their 3rd round, and now a multi-round advantage.
I honestly don't think Sauce could play that any better. He was able to find that first one without being traded, unfortunately. Got chipped down a little bit when he jumped over that corner and then came back for the re-peek. Wasn't able to hit the shots, and St. Clair up 3-1. Definitely not a scoreline I was expecting. Again, Conundrum the only one with streaks active here in the game. So, Windsor are going to be going back on attack here, trying to find a 4-1 lead. If they can find a 4-1 lead, that would be absolutely massive.
Yeah, Priestley, though, with his first bloods. We were talking about how lethal they can be, and he's going to be 1-4 in this game. So finding the first kill and the first blood of this round will be helping to put Priestley back into things a little bit more and helping to open things up. But the bomb plant going down for A for Sus here now. St. Clair is going to be forced onto a retake. Misty's head has been spotted out from Priestley. Trying to find those shots will not land, but they're still going to have to figure something out here. Now, Gorilla, knowing a player still way over to this left. Look at Conundrum's lineup here right now for this.
He's just waiting for them to come through this door. Door pops open here. Sauce not going to go through it just yet, though. Conundrum waiting for it, and bomb is planted on A. So you have 2 going for the retake here. Lavelle and Priestley going to find one apiece, though. That's absolutely huge. Just 1 left. Sus, can he find any kills here in the 1v4 scenario? No, he's going to get taken out. Yes, he finds one, but going to get traded out immediately. Defuse going to come down in time. That's going to be St. Clair able to get into a 3-2 scenario. That was kind of scary, though, because if you don't win that gunfight on a site, I don't think you have time to actually go for that defuse.
They have an extra, like, 5-6 seconds or so. So, I mean, you have another... it gets a lot sketchier.
Yeah.
It gets a lot sketchier for sure. But the big thing here is that you did have 2 players there to be able to trade out that gunfight. You have Sauce there as well, ready to go. So, regardless, I feel like St. Clair was fine to come away with that round there. And they will even this one back up a little bit more here now, 3-2. And it is going to be nice to see Priestley put himself into this game a little bit more here. Now, he started off with a little bit of a rocky start, but he found 2 in this round before getting traded out. And finding Conundrum was definitely really big because Conundrum was at a huge lineup spot. So Sauce with a very big kill really helped St. Clair close out this round.
Priestley going to find the first kill again here onto Espa. Those first bloods coming through for him. Super important. Gorilla not going to peek through here. And again, Conundrum just sitting in this little stairway. He's been sitting here for so many rounds, and St. Clair has figured it out. They know that he's here. Meanwhile, on the rest of the map, St. Clair found 2. They find 3. It's just going to be Conundrum left here in the 1v4 scenario again. Conundrum going to peek out this corner. Going to fire one shot away. Has the nade. They know exactly where he is. Now bomb plant going to go down on A site. Conundrum, buddy, you only got a couple seconds left to live here. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his play call is here right now, to be completely honest. Gorilla has been found out here. 35 seconds, so still a decent time to try to make things work out. Going to be flying in over towards the church side of the building here and going to be preeking his way through very, very quietly about things. But honestly, he's using a lot of time to try to just wrap around this church area. I think Sauce has all the intel that he needs, so Sauce going to be right up behind him here. Finds the kill. St. Clair tie things up 3-3 here after 6 rounds.
Yeah, interesting that Conundrum is taking that position because it's so... You're kind of relying on your team to find frags. And, like, yes, you can come in at the end and try and find some flankers. But realistically, like, he is their strongest player. So I think he needs to be playing more of a power position on this defense to try and stop what St. Clair wants to do, which is, you know, run it down to A, get that early bomb plant down, find that first blood, and then play off of that for the rest of the round.
Yeah, so Brandon really started to heat up in this one. He was going a little killless in the first couple rounds, but he's found 7 here now. And then St. Clair really just putting themselves right back into things. Gorilla taking a little bit of an aggressive angle, but will be forced to fall off that one after getting tagged down ever so slightly. We do see the side of Sauce here as well, trying to shoot down this door. Conundrum going to be trying to challenge him out here, as Sauce will fall off ever so slightly. Conundrum did not get stunned out there by that one, so... no intel given over to Sauce as of yet. We got ourselves a pretty even stalemate, but the bomb plate does have to come through for U of Win.
Yeah, I think Misty might have had a little bit of problems there with the computer. Was AFK and spawned for a bit, but he's back. Now a 3v3 scenario. Misty going to find the second kill, though, onto Sauce. It does make it a 3v2 scenario. Looks like Windsor wants to go towards B site here. No, they're going to rotate bomb back out to A. St. Clair. We got Priestley kind of playing the middle of the map. We have Gorilla taking up the back. Conundrum just chilling out on B side here. He hasn't moved in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Conundrum, he's doing his thing over there. He's holding it. He's doing what he needs to do. He's 9-5 here right now. Misty looking to go plant that bomb. Huge. Gorilla goes down to Conundrum in that corner, and you got to be getting so annoyed with that if you're St. Clair now, having to just no control over that house side because Conundrum is always out there sitting around and waiting. So now we do see a 1v2 retake forced to come in here now for Priestley. He is one of the players that have been very, very strong over these past couple seasons here in Call of Duty. Let's see if he can clutch up in a 1-on-2 case scenario.
This could be really good. If he finds this on the flank, this could be massive because the trade can't come out immediately. Espa positioned here, going to get shot out in the back. Will be a first kill for Priestley, going to dip out there before he can get traded. 24 seconds remaining. 1v1 scenario here. Misty against Priestley. Can Misty find this one? Kill shot's going to come through, and that's going to be Misty winning that one out, and U Windsor taking a 4th round here over St. Clair.
I think we really have to remember here right now that U-Win has streaks. U-Win is ready to go. They have the insurance policy to knock this one away. Arguably, I think St. Clair needs 2 rounds in a row to force those streaks out, because if you get U of Windsor up to match point, they're up 5-4 or 5-3, they have that insurance policy. They have these streaks to just end things out here. So I think St. Clair is very important to find a couple rounds here now before University of Windsor hits that match point era here. But St. Clair, let's see what they can do. It is going to be on the offense here. Conundrum once again pulling through, very aggressive over towards this outer area.
I think it's worked out so well for him too. I really like the move here. St. Clair, a little bit of hesitation here on the attack. They will have 2 stacked up on long here. Brandon going to find one with a nade. Misty going down early in this one makes it a 4v3 scenario here. That's going to mean the defense on A is shattered. They're going to have Espa watching bomb site here, but not going to have anyone on the very far outside where St. Clair is stacked up. And they have
Gorilla is
Gorilla
so
watching the flank.
yeah, he's so scared by that whole side now. Just he knows how sneaky these players have been playing. Sus just pokes his head out and will find Gorilla way on the back line, and that's why Gorilla is just getting so annoyed with that side of the map probably right now, because Sus and Conundrum are doing so well at playing over there. Priestley, good for a trade out, but you do still have Conundrum trying to hunt him down here. Look at Conundrum, he's in the spawn of St. Clair right now. Priestley, not expecting anyone back here in a million years, is going to be the kill for Conundrum. Now in a 2v2. St. Clair still have to plant the bomb. Only 25 seconds left. Espa's in a great position. And I'm a little worried here now for the Saints.
They're rotating all the way around to B site here. They did go for the fake plant on A. I'm going to go towards B. Bomb plant will go down here, but Espa's ready for it. Not ready for that gunfight, though. Brandon going to find him. Now 1v2 scenario. Conundrum, by and away the best player for Windsor so far today, is in this 1v2 scenario. Can he pull it off against Brandon and Sauce?
Yeah, he's really been a standout player here today, as so far. He's looking for more, trying to pull off this 1v2 retake. He hops down, trying to find Brandon, who was in this position, but Brandon will find the kills. Saints gonna tie this one up now 4-4. We have a game on our hands here, John.
It's definitely an exciting one. I think Windsor could have had an advantage there. I think, unfortunately, just got caught out a little bit. If Espa finds... I mean, that 2v2, that Espa, Brandon finding Espa there was absolutely massive. That really dictated how the rest of that round turned out. And a good job by St. Clair realizing that the A plant probably would have been a lot harder to protect than the B plant was. Able to find that one and able to tie up the scoreline here at 4-4. Now Windsor back on the attack. I forgot about the bomb, though.
Brandon only needs 2 more for streaks. If he can find streaks as well, it'll really punish the U of Windsor streaks. Gorilla, though, going down early on here. Priestley going to find one. Sauce traded out. So now it's a 2-on-3 for the side of Brandon and Priestley. At this point in time, if you're Brandon, I think you play for these streaks here a little bit. Conundrum goes down. Brandon's one off. Brandon only needs 1 more. He finds it. Brandon's on streaks. It's a 2v1. Priestley and Brandon versus Espa in the clutch. Brandon will go down. Now the 1v1. Priestley and Espa. Priestley has all of the information he needs. His bomb is down in spawn. Espa can really take this wherever he wants at this point in time. Now, Priestley, where are you looking to contest?
Looks like Espa wants to go towards B. Actually, Brandon did not get streaks there. He needed 6. He got 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, they won't have that tool here in the last couple of rounds. Brandon getting taken down just before he could find that 6th kill. Looks like Espa probably going to get a free plant here if he goes down quickly, but Priestley sniffs it out, thinking maybe it's going towards B. Espa and check the corner. Gonna go all the way around here. It's so interesting to see, but there's only 24 seconds left. So, I mean, these players, they're just mirroring each other's movement. Now, Priestley looking like he wants to go, but no, he's gonna actually stay on A here. Absolutely huge, because Espa, I don't think he's expecting him to be holding this angle. 10 seconds remaining in the round. Plant gonna go down here in just a second, but Priestley is ready for it. And St. Clair going to take the round and go up 5-4.
That was a 2v4 clutch here, John. That was a big round for the Saints. They find that one. A lot of it owed to Brandon, who found 2 to just even things up. He will help out with Priestley finding a couple more, and that is going to be Priestley cleaning up the 1v1 in a very nice fashion. He knew that the clock was in his favor. Your opponent has to plan. Play it slow. Make sure you're in a position where you can access both these bomb sites and take a little bit of a peek here now. And when there's only 10 seconds left, you know that if he wants to win the round, he's going to have to start putting this bomb down fairly soon. So a good play call there from Priestley. It is going to put St. Clair on match point over University of Windsor 5-4. Do you think the streak come through for you win here right now?
I think if they go down early on here, it will. That's going to be a trade out, though. Grenade going to find Misty after he takes out Brandon. Now a 3v3. Windsor on the defense, St. Clair on the attack. Espa going to find a really big kill on the Priestley, though. That might save the streak for round 11 here. Yeah, Sus can find a kill here. I think you can save that streak and go for that insurance policy.
If it's a 2-on-2, though. If it's a 2-on-2,
it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to see. Sus going to find one. Going to get traded out, though. Make it a 2v1 scenario here.
I mean, if you're Conundrum, you can almost at least ping it or something. Try to get some intel off of things. But it does look like we are going to be seeing the streaks save for Conundrum. Feeling fairly confident in this 2v1 over Gorilla. So Gorilla, let's see what he can do. He does have the bomb in his hands. Will be forced to plant things out here. Conundrum from above. Has he spotted him out? Conundrum doesn't know he's below.
That was a really frame perfect. Oh, Gorilla going to find the kill too. Conundrum versus Gorilla. The S&D star versus the superstar here for you, Windsor, in this game. Another 1v1 here. Looks like Bomb going to go towards A here. Conundrum gambled on B. Was not correct in that gamble. So Gorilla should get the free plant here before Conundrum can make his way back over there. Will start streamlining his way towards A site.
Does he
going
use his
down.
streak to force it? He doesn't know that he's behind.
Ooh.
Conundrum does not have the information that he wants. Now 35 seconds here. 7.5 seconds to defuse the bomb. A reminder here for everyone. Gorilla, he's still making sure to check out this bomb whenever he can. Nobody on it as of yet. Still in this one-on-one. Gorilla's at his perfect spot here. Just ready to go. Ready to play this defense. Watching his backline. He's going to have to go and check this bomb here once again in a second. Still realizing this player not on it yet. So Gorilla is playing this 1v1 very well. You have basically 5 seconds to hop this bomb here now, and he's not going to hop it. This is round. That's the game. Saints will clean it up 6-4, and we are going to be going over to map number 3. Tuscan control. Saints with a 2-0 lead. No time for the defuse, and your Saints will take the S&D on Tuscan.
I mean, I feel, because for me, I look at that round and I just think it's greed by Conundrum. He had the streak available.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, you could still streak. He had the streak available, decided not to use it in the 1v1, and that really made the difference because, you know, even though he found the kill, didn't have time to go for that defuse, and it meant that St. Clair ends up winning the search and destroy here. A very, very close game. You know, how many 1v1, 2v1, 1v2 scenarios did we see throughout that one? I think for me, that could have gone either way very easily.
Yeah, Conundrum and Brandon both making huge plays. I really love Conundrum Search and Destroy on Tuscan. It's definitely would make me annoyed to play against, and that's when you know it's a good setup, right? Because he's always just in these corners, sitting around these houses area, and it works out so well.
Or just flanking behind you, and you
exactly
know where he is.
Right? So it really works out. Brandon, he had some good multi-kills as well coming through in that game to really put rounds that weren't in Saints' favor back into their favor, even up the numbers. So we do see a 2-0 lead here now for the Saints, but you Windsor, man, that one hurts to drop it there. So headed over to Tuscan once again. And I think if you're you of Windsor, that's just even more of a killer on the momentum. Just know that you don't even get to change your map. And control, in my opinion, is definitely up there with Saints, like best modes.
I think so too. I think Windsor... And again, it's one of those times where we see a team go the distance or almost the distance against St. Clair in search, end up losing it because St. Clair able to clutch up, and then we go to map number 3, and it gets me worried because last time we saw this absolute domination from St. Clair on control. Like I think the second and third round on control was like 28 lives to 0 and like 25 lives to 0, something stupid. So I definitely think for me, looking at Tuscan control, it'll be interesting to see how they play it out because we've seen a couple teams now go to this option where they don't even really try and defend A. They just say, okay, A is not worth defending. We just go towards B, try and save as many lives as we can, and try and play it out from B site.
Yeah. So we will see what happens here on this control. I believe the Saints will be starting on the attack. I'm not 100% sure on that one, though. I will get back to you guys on that. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see what Saints decide to do, because we have been seeing B site get a little bit more utilized to go towards first, get some more pressure on it, or attacking both at the same time. That is one of my favorite setups. As when you have like 3 on A and you send that one decoy player over to B, hops on it, really starts running up that control point. Really does throw off the enemy team sometimes.
Yeah, definitely is an option that they could go for. It should be interesting to see. And I like the change they made too, the fact that the side that gets defense in round number 5 has changed now from lives to ticks. So even though it might be St. Clair outfragging you or you Windsor outfragging you, if you can get more progress on points, you can end up getting the favored side in the 5th round on control. So I think both teams gonna have that in the back of their mind, because you know, we've seen so many times where teams just, once you have that live advantage, you almost feel like they shut down, because they're like, even if we end up winning the favorite side twice, you're going into the 5th round and you know you're already going to be on the back foot there. You're going to be on the less favorite side.
It really just keeps momentum up, keep like hopes up, even if you are down in the dumps right now or whatever it may be. But do you have any score predictions here for this control? I'm going to go, honestly, 3-2 Saints.
I think 3-0. I think St. Clair
Really?
are going to end up wiping them here. I think it's just so hard when you end up making a search that close and then you end up losing it. It just, I feel like it kind of demoralizes you. I'd like to see Windsor put up a fight there. I'd like to see them try and claw back, but I think St. Clair, we've seen it do them. We've seen so much of them just taking completely over on control, able to play it out and on their comfortable map too. I think it's going to be really tough for me to see Windsor come back in this one.
Hey, this is the NACE Starleague Conference Finals. Anything can happen here today, but if U of Windsor does want to advance over to the next stage here of this NACE Starleague playoffs, they will have to come through in reverse sweep. 3 maps in a row, and I honestly, I would not hate if we see a couple map wins for U of Windsor, because I want to see the desert.
Siege.
I do so bad. St. Clair, I want to see them. I want to see St. Clair on some like Dawson's hyping up their other map pool. He's sitting there. He's like, dude, like we got tons of maps in our back pocket if need be. We have all this ready to go. It's like tricks up their sleeve almost at that point, but just not able to get utilized because the way that vetoes have been working, this is what we get. This is what the results come through as. So Tuscan, Berlin, going to be all through maps 1 and 4 through this whole 4 there. But
it's funny, you got like the whole you got maps in our back pocket. You look to the back pocket and you're like, oh, it's Tuscan and Berlin. that's pretty much it. So, I mean, I really do want to see a little bit of variety. And we talked about this last broadcast too. Like, you're going into playoffs further on in the next couple stages. You're playing against teams that are going to have a bigger map pool, are going to be more comfortable, right? And you can't just rely on, okay, we're going to go Tuscan, Berlin. We're just going to win based on our gun skill and knowledge of the maps, right? Because all these other teams have, really good gun skill and really good knowledge of the map. So I think you're going to have to try and find a leg up in a map or a side on one of these maps to try and give yourself an advantage in that way.
Yeah, so we should be hopping in the game here in just a few seconds. And I believe that we actually have wrapped up our giveaway now for our Steam gift card. So if anybody was able to enter that over on our Twitter, make sure that, not make sure that you do. Make sure that you did. Make sure if you won, go claim your prize. Yeah, check up on it. But here, we are hopping in game. It is going to be Control on Tuscan. Your Saints starting off on the attacking side of things. You have Windsor on defense. Let's see what they can do. It does look like you have Windsor off to a fairly decent defensive setup here to start us off.
Yeah, interesting to see here. They're not going to send Conundrum over there to be. They're going to send everyone else. Priestley going to find 2. Sauce going to find another on A, and they're going to completely wipe them here on A. They're going to be able to get a tick at least here for free. Looks like you Windsor going to opt to maybe go back to that defense now. Yeah, they're going to. So they're going to try and contest this again. Gorilla going to find Sauce on the other side of the map, though. Priestley going to find one. Can he find the other? No. Conundrum going to slide in and find Gorilla there. Brandon and Sauce going to clean him up, though. And that's most likely going to be A site already done here for St. Clair.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is going to give them over 2 minutes of time here going into the next one. If they can just close this out, doesn't look like U of Windsor even really wanting to contest it as much here anymore. So 2 minutes and 12 seconds here on the board for St. Clair. They have a 3 live advantage here over U of Windsor as well. They are going to be looking to close things out here now. It is going to be the B site. Conundrum will find the first over there onto Sauce to start things off and even up the lives just a little bit here now.
Yeah, you see even on Control, he's playing that flanking player. Conundrum going to find Brandon on the backside as well. Priestley finally going to trade him out here, but Windsor drawing the live count to almost even now, which is very important because there was a 3 life differential, but now the game has slowed down quite a bit. And that's what we see a lot, right? Is like we see teams blitz A site, get it as fast as possible, and you have so much time to try and take B. The reality is B is very, very tough to get. So now going to be a tall task here for St. Clair to try and take it. Windsor going to clean most of them up off point here. They are going to have a couple coming through flank here. Fight on the tank. Priestley going to find Misty on the backside, but going to get traded out.
They needed to find Misty because this is a huge point of access on the map is the tank that holds the spawns for the side of U of Windsor and so much more. It's just such a big point of access and rotation here, and that St. Clair really trying to get in that spawn to really disrupt things on the side of U of Win here. A few kills coming through. St. Clair still maintaining the live advantage, but the clock is ticking and ticking and ticking without slowing down. Priestley good for a couple there. You need to get somebody on this B point to at least just stop this clock or do something in that regard. That is Sauce with a big kill, and now 5 live advantage for St. Clair. It's starting to tumble in their favor.
Priestley finding 2, Gorilla finding another, and that's most likely going to be at least 1 tick here on B site, and Windsor is scrambling right now, trying to find an answer. Espa going to find an answer with a nade. Conundrum going to find Priestley as well. Sauce going to find Sauce. That's going to be Windsor cleaning up almost everybody off point here. Brandon still sticking around here in the corner, trying to hide away. Really going to find Conundrum, and actually really important, Brandon holding this position is huge.
Yeah, he's going to just let the clock run down for as of right now. And now we do see Espa kind of hop on the point, but they don't know that Brandon's still over there, right? So now you do have Sauce coming in here. He's going to be the one to try to stop this clock. We're down to 30 seconds. St. Clair need to get on this hard point, or sorry, in the control point sooner than later, because otherwise the clock is going to be their worst enemy, but it's a 12-4 live advantage. This is when they can hop on the point now and start to lock things down a little bit more. No more respawns. Misty not able to come back into this half. St. Clair up 12-3 in the lives. Priestley going to find one more before Conundrum is there for a trade. 19.1 seconds. St. Clair has stopped the clock on this point, and that's another kill for Sauce, and the round for the Saints over University of Windsor here in the first round of Control.
Windsor looked really good, especially when they found those kills out on Buck's backside. They even the lives up at around 15 apiece, but then St. Clair just going on an absolute tear, able to find multi-kills across the map, and Brandon finding a pivotal position. It's so interesting seeing players in that position because they don't want to actually hop on point and start getting progress, because they're going to know, then the other team knows there's somebody there. So you have them kind of there, going for callouts, calling out where he sees people, where he thinks people are going to rotate in from. And the fact that he's able to stay there for so long is so pivotal for them. Gives them so much map control. We're going to see Windsor actually 3-stacking going towards B here. Gorilla going to find Misty. Sauce going to find one. Going to find a second as well. And that's going to be Sauce shutting down any thoughts you Windsor had of trying to move on to B site.
Yeah, now Espa weak on that point, but Gorilla will be there for the trade for Sauce. Brandon finding one, and look at the live advantage of 4 here for St. Clair early on. Brandon has been traded out. Priestley, though, is just shutting down this point. Look at the time already. St. Clair is burning this one down to under a minute here without any progression being captured for the side of University of Windsor here. So now St. Clair continuing to keep up the work. Misty getting shot down, will go down to Brandon to a nice wall bang, and St. Clair pulling ahead by 5 lives as Brandon and Gorilla find a few more, and University of Windsor is not allowed to really get any sort of map control here right now.
No, it's been University of Windsor shut down by St. Clair, and it's interesting to see. You know, they tried for something different. They went for that 3-stack going towards B at the beginning of the round, but, Sauce really stopping any kind of momentum they had going towards that point. Now, you see them already at a 5-life disadvantage, haven't gotten any points yet. 30 seconds remain. Clock will be frozen for a second as we're going to get all 4-stack on A site. Conundrum going to find Priestley as well, and Misty going to find Brandon. That might mean they're able to at least secure 1 or 2 ticks here on A.
Yeah, so Lavelle, a.k.a. Sauce, will be finding a few here. Gorilla good for 1 as well. The 6 live advantage, but the time is the bigger factor than the lives here right now. You start with 1.5 minutes, and you're already down to just 22 seconds because you cannot hop on the points because St. Clair has you so far pushed into the spawn. Misty and Espa will open things up a bit here, and they are going to be able to stop the clock over on the A bomb site. It is going to be 15 seconds here left on the clock, though. St. Clair still with the 4 live advantage, and this is really where I feel like University of Windsor, yeah, you did some good work to get that A point secured, but look at the position you're in here now. Down by 6 lives, 1 minute and 5 seconds here on the clock. What do you do?
There you do that. Conundrum finding Sauce there, but Gorilla going to train him back immediately, and now the 6-life advantage going to be huge. And I think St. Clair could have had a lot bigger advantage, actually, but I think they kind of threw too many people at A site trying to defend at the last second. I think at that point, they got 2 ticks, and yeah, okay, there is only 20 seconds left, but I think because A site is pretty easy to get, you can kind of just save lives and go towards the B defense. But regardless, still up 5 lives here. 40 seconds remaining. Windsor all stacked up here on side. They're going to have a couple people from St. Clair here, but not everyone is committed to this. You see Brandon playing the really long flank here, trying to hold off spawns. Gorilla going to find Sus there on point. Gorilla going to look for a second here. Going to spot out one player. He will find the kill onto Espa. That's going to mean Gorilla on a 5-3 and St. Clair at an 8-life advantage.
Yeah, looking very, very good is St. Clair. They should be able to close this one out right here, right now. I mean, University of Windsor is forced to hop on the B, and that will just send kills over in St. Clair's favor. You have to go right now if you're U of Windsor. I mean, you have 8 seconds to stop this clock. That is going to be Sauce able to trade out Conundrum. Priestley finding one here, and that is all the team wipe coming through. St. Clair will find round number 2 in control over University of Windsor, and they will be heading back over to their offensive side. U of Windsor here now having to win 3 rounds in a row, and St. Clair a huge upper hand on the ticks, even if it does get forced to a round 5.
18-6 Gorilla right now. Absolutely massive. And I got to give credit to Dawson here. Obviously, Sauce playing in the game does have his name, aka Lavelle there, but huge credit to him because you can see how well St. Clair is organized in these controls, right? You saw them decisive push on A, able to take it super quickly, and then their B site, you just play off the lives, right? Windsor, you went for the B, you didn't end up getting it, so you started going towards A, and then, you spent so many lives trying to take A. You only had 40 seconds remaining to try and take B, and it was just kind of a mess, so see again, St. Clair going for this decisive A push. Not going to be able to get kills there. Conundrum going down. Sauce not going to get traded out just yet. That's going to be Priestley finding a kill, and again, St. Clair just running over A site. Haven't
given up alive until Priestley goes down to Sus there, but Gorilla is still quick on the trades, and it is going to be a couple ticks already gained for St. Clair, 1.5 here to be exact, as Brandon is just circling around things, just holding out that point for right now, and it is going to be St. Clair up 2-0 here, still in this one.
Absolutely beautiful stuff from Windsor so far, or St. Clair so far. They end up taking point A. Have 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so here we go. Gorilla gonna shut down one there. It's an 8 live advantage over here. Gorilla's on a 10 streak here. Just currently on a tear. Has all the streaks that he is needing to his name. And it is gonna now be St. Clair just looking to end things out right here, right now. The B bomb site is the last thing available that you will need if you are from the Saints here. And a 9 allowing advantage. Brandon's doing it once again, just sitting on the outside of the site, getting all of the intel that he needs.
Gorilla 22-7 S&D star turned into control star here in this game. Aspa going to find one. Priestley to train him back, but at a 9 life advantage for the side of St. Clair right now. 8 lives. It's going to be really tough for me to see you Windsor win this one. It's just, you open up so much of a hole here on the defensive side in the live count that it's just so hard to try and retake this one. Even if you play perfect defense, you get nice trades. It doesn't really matter because the live advantage is just insurmountable almost for St. Clair right now.
Yeah, it's looking like a little bit too much to handle right now if you are from the University of Windsor. However, St. Clair has no progression on B yet. That is something that you do have going for yourself. A conundrum! Gonna shut down 2 of the Saints sus finds. Brandon Priestley gonna answer back for one of his own here, but all this control that Saints just had is now kind of slowly dwindling away, as we do have Priestley getting team killed by his teammate's grenade there being Brandon, and this is now going to be left St. Clair with only a 7 live advantage and no control on B with under a minute left.
Yeah, really, really good job here from St. Clair. Yes, you do kind of keep that live count at about the same. Brandon going to find 1 streak. He's going to come through here. Glide bomb. Can't find anything. No, it won't actually. Gorilla not going to find anything with that streak. But regardless, it's still a 9 live lead for St. Clair. And I think that's pretty much going to sum up the series. I think St. Clair just outgunning them in these clutch scenarios here. 17-7 live. St. Clair going to start getting some progress here on B, but Windsor going to have to try and play really safe because they only have one respawn remaining each. Brandon going to find a 2-piece Conundrum and trade out Sauce. Priestley going to find Sus and Conundrum. That's going to be pretty much it. Live 16-3. And again, St. Clair's control just unstoppable.
Yeah, that is going to be the 16-1 lives here now. B site is getting fully progressed, all up to Misty to try to make something work, but it's just not going to happen. He's going to jump off the map. He's calling it a day. That is going to be a Saints 3-0, and they will be your Northeastern NACE Starleague champions, coming through over a 3-0 win over University of Windsor. Now headed into the next stage of the NACE Starleague playoffs.
Absolute barn burner. I think, yes, despite it being a 3-0, I think Windsor put up a really, really good fight. I think more than almost any other team, I'd say, throughout the last at least a month that I've seen so far for St. Clair. I think, they had a really, really good start to destroy their hardpoint control. I think their control against St. Clair just so dominant on that mode. It's like they're playing against nobody that they're even it's like they're outclassing their opponents so much in these controls. They're getting so much live advantages going into the second stage. It really becomes tough for these teams they're playing against. But you Windsor put up a really good fight, especially on hardpoint and search. But I think again it comes down to St. Clair finding those clutch moments and really turning that 2-0 advantage into almost what feels like an automatic 3-0.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very big there. The comebacks in the Search and Destroys, it was a slow start, and they were able to still claw back in things, keeping the even game in the hard point to the point that they get on the second rotation where they can just put the pedal to the metal and send it on home. And it's just going to help out. St. Clair, a 3-0 win, led by Coach Dawson here today. And that you see a lot of these very strategic plays. You can see all the scrim time, all the strategic plans they have implemented throughout their practice and how they implement it into games here today. So just GG's all around. Congratulations to the Saints. GG's to U of Windsor. You guys played one hell of a game, and I'm very excited to see U of Windsor keep progressing when it does come to the Call of Duty, especially as an esport. It seems as if their team is improving and improving year after year, semester after semester. And St. Clair, conference champions here, Northeastern Conference champions of NACE Starleague. How about that?
That's definitely something to be happy about. I think St. Clair are going to be very happy about it. First seed, absolutely dominating all of the NACE Star League, and they're going to prove it again here, going 3-0 against U Windsor in the conference final. And I really want to give a shout out to Dylan, the coach for U Windsor. Like you said, really, really big improvement throughout the last year. I think they looked worlds better than they did last year, even at the beginning of this year. I think, for me, it was a lot closer at the beginning of the year. I think St. Clair, we've seen how much they've progressed, but I think Windsor stepping up to the task too. Despite it being a 3-0, it was a really close series. There was a lot of tense moments, especially in that map number 2, but St. Clair, with that finesse, able to finish off this series and are your conference final champions. Absolutely massive.
Yeah, huge. And I just want to give one more shout out to Conundrum. It's quite the lengthy name. It's a mouthful there, but he had one hell of a game here as well. I mean, from what I saw, is very, very nice play coming through there from Conundrum, and I could expect to see some big things coming from him over these next few years, potentially in the collegiate esports scene, especially in this Northeastern Conference. But with that one being said, we got a few things to talk about here before we wrap things up. Once again, GG's to all the teams involved. And first things first, let's thank our sponsors. Crunchyroll, they joined us here back in September, and they have a huge anime and manga service here. So much content on their website, a huge library of shows to watch and series to watch. So make sure you guys head over to Crunchyroll, check out crunchyroll.com/Saints. You guys will get a 14-day premium trial for free if you do head over to that link. So crunchyroll.com/Saints. Get a ton of anime and manga here over on Crunchyroll.
Thank our other sponsors as well. Can't forget about them. Tim Hortons, Subway, the SRC, as well as St. Clair College Alumni Association and Zeckelman School of Business. Thank you all for supporting us and allowing us to do everything we do here at St. Clair Saints.
Yeah.
And also got to talk about our academy. Can't forget about that.
Yeah, well, we are recruiting for the fall of 2022. So if you guys are interested, Saints Academy is going to be new and live. We're recruiting for varsity, but also academy. Tons of new scholarship positions are available. Tons of esports titles. Whatever game you play, send an application in if you feel that you really want to compete at the next level with that game. It's open to all skill levels. So if you just feel like, hey, I want to come, I want to see what Saints Gaming's all about, Saints Academy's all about, give it a shot. Go apply at stclairsaints.ca/join. Or you can do !join in the chat there, and you'll be sent right over to the link, and you guys can send your applications in. So Saints Academy going to be massive in the fall. Super excited to see the development of that. So definitely going to be interesting to see. Yeah. But if you guys are also interested in supporting your Saints a little bit further, we do have some nice merchandise here over at acquire.ca/Saints as well. You guys can check out. I know we got the jacket on right now. We're twitting here, John, today. It's been a while. But the Saints merch shop, we got t-shirts, jackets, jerseys, crew necks, hoodies, masks, flags, anything you can imagine, all at acquire.ca/Saints. Very, very comfortable and affordable. If you guys are interested in repping the Saints just a little bit further, you can do so with our merchandise at acquire.ca/Saints.
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone, too, the fact that, you're watching the COD team today, they started off as an academy team here at St. Clair. They started off without any kind of funding, any kind of, special treatment, and you look where they got them now. They're conference final champions here in the NACE Starleague. So, if you're interested in maybe a title we don't have varsity yet, make sure you apply because it can turn into a varsity title. You can get yourself scholarship, and you can make it to the NACE Starleague final, just like I'm sure Dawson is happy to be here today for.
Exactly. So very excited to see these NACE Starleague playoffs continue, but we will be wrapping things up for today. For at least this day. We don't have anything on Sunday either, tomorrow as well, so just a little bit of a weekend break for all you guys if you have some time. It's hopefully get some sunny weather out here or whatnot here in the Windsor area. But with that one being said, I appreciate all you viewers so much for tuning in, showing our constant support. I know it might be early in the day for gamer hours right now. It's 3 p.m. But with that one being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside John Bill Bangs Wadima, and thank you guys so much for coming by.